So we have here an NCAA Women's Basketball Score update here for Monday, January 27th, 2024, or 2025, excuse me. We're going to talk about the whip around for 28th and the 29th. Here for some games here, so we have that could possibly whip around. If you don't know what whip around is where I like to look at some games featuring teams, either like big matchups like top ranked match team with like a ranked team playing, or like two ranked teams facing off, or like top teams in like conference play, battling out. Or typically I like to, because whether it's two teams battling out or one team, sometimes like these teams in mid majors are are really good for their conference, but they're not like, or like they're not getting the national recognition. Maybe they're still a good team. They should play like the power conference team. They get like the huge recognition. So, yeah, I am. And that's what it is. We had here South Carolina, number 2 South Carolina. They end up being number 18 Tennessee, 70-63. We had Alcorn State in the SWAC. That game got rescheduled due to the weather from Winter Storm Enzo. They had a winter storm down in like Mississippi, like Texas, like Louisiana, like North Carolina, South Carolina, like Virginia. It impacted a few games, and it was all the Southland games, and most of the SWACs got impacted. Southland Conference as a whole, and most of the Southland SWACs, most of the SWACs decided to postpone their Thursday games until Monday. And most of the SWACs, they do the men's women's doubleheader, where the SWAC does it, where Thursdays is the women's exclusively. And then if you play Thursday, the men play the same team that the women played. The same matchup on the men's side is played on Monday, following Monday. And then Saturday is the men's women's doubleheader. Same two women's teams play, then the same two men's teams play. The men's side. The Alcorn State, Bethune-Cookman 68-58. 52-point Boston U beats Holy Cross. That was the men's women's doubleheader. They had a Patriot League. Okay, CBS Sports there to get some recognition. And Boston U beats Holy Cross, upsets Holy Cross. So Lehigh is 7-1. They have not played every game yet, but they will play on. But Lehigh will play Wednesday along with all the other Patriot League teams, so they'll get some good. So they could be 8-1, leading top of the conference on top of their own. We have Nichols. Houston Christian loses to Southeast. Houston Christian loses Southeastern. Southeastern Louisiana is now 10-0 Southland, and they are 16-3 overall record, which is pretty respectable. One of the best teams in all of mid-major college women's basketball, in the top 25 in the mid-majors. We have Nichols. They defeat UT Rio Grande Valley, Texas Rio Grande Valley. They beat them 58-50. Lamar has to come back. Lamar has to make a big comeback here in this one, but they end up doing it and winning pretty dominant here. It was 33-25 at the half, but then that third quarter they made 15-7 and 19-15. They had to play some good defense in that second quarter. And so in the third quarter they really did. In the second quarter they played some better defense too. The third was when they really stepped it up. Anchor Award beats New Orleans 58-55. New Orleans was trying for a third win of the year, and the third win in Southland. Their first two wins, they were winless in non-conference, but in conference play, they won their first two games. They won the first two games that they won were in conference play. Not that they didn't win their first two conference games, but yeah. So we have that. We had McNeese. They ended up being Texas A&M Corpus Christi 50-54. 92-65 Steve West about East Texas A&M. 68-67 Texas Southern went in the SWAC play 1-10. However, they rattled off 7 straight and a win over Jackson State 69-67 over Alabama State. Southern beats Mississippi Valley State 71-51. So Southern's a game back of Texas Southern. 6-1. Alabama beats Purdue and 68-59. Missouri ends up being Mississippi State in the stunner. Mississippi State was the one that was expected to win, or no, it was gonna be a close game. Like Mississippi State might pull out, but Missouri ended up playing really close. They have not won a game in conference all season in the SEC, and they've been close. Missouri's been close in some instances. Against Georgia, and they had some games that Auburn. But a lot of their teams are not the greatest teams, bottom tier teams. Like they had Vermont, which they lost to, but they had Southern. They lost to Norfolk State, which is going to be major. Tulane, which is a decent team. They're not like anything. They're not like. I mean, they're okay. They're just decent. They're not like. You got St. Louis. They beat Little Rock, which it's good in their Little Rock's good in their conference, but I mean, some of these teams they lost to or beat like Army. Like Lipscomb is decent. They're good in their conference, so you have to give them credit. So some of these teams, maybe you have to give them credit for being good in their conference, but Missouri ends up pulling the game 78-77. Illinois blew out Purdue 74-38. Indiana beats Washington 73-70. Surprised Indiana-Washington wasn't the Big Ten game of the day. Feature Big Ten game. And Purdue and Illinois should be a Big Ten plus game. Okay. But whatever, yes. 65-57, Washington beats Oregon State 65-57, like I said. And then on Tuesday, 28th here, there's 4 games going. Southern Indiana, Morehead State, they always have a featured OVC one. And that's going to be that one. And then LMU Pepperdine. That was supposed to be played earlier in this season, but it was postponed due to the wildfires. In California, and they postponed their events Portland and LMU. And they were going to reschedule the one with LMU to 28th, Tuesday night one. Then the one at home against Portland, that got postponed. They rescheduled that on the 10th. So having a Thursday, Saturday schedule really works out, because you can do it Monday or Tuesday. And that's what they're doing. And they got at 7 Eastern. That's going to be 4 Pacific, though, for LMU Pepperdine. Maybe because either the men's team might be playing or something. Or another sport event like men's volleyball, if they have men's volleyball. Indoors or. And then we have Northwestern at Iowa at Eastern Big Ten. And Sometimes Big Ten Network, they may have featured like women's basketball games. The men are playing on like Peacock or like FS1 or something like that, or Fox or something like that. And then you have Mexico and Boise State at 8:30 Eastern on Mountain West Road. So usually Tuesday nights are just featured, maybe featured for their conferences. There's really nothing on Tuesday nights. We have a few games on Wednesday here. We have that might be the JOB Wednesday. That's my Fox for JOB. We have a few kids that are spaced out, but we have some of them I want to show you. An Army Cody here. Well, see James Madison. James Madison, that should be going. See if they can improve to what is it? 10? Yes, 10 on the suburbs. And the Army Colgate's gonna be a top one. The Peach is the top 1 year top of the Patriot League. Colgate's 9-3, and the Army is 6-2. So, and that's could be a difference between hosting and because the top seeds host. And Colgate is obviously in this, obviously not having to play in the first round because if all 10 teams made Lafayette, Boston University would be hosting the first round. But Colgate will obviously is high enough to get that bye, and probably will be, but Colgate wants to be in the top 4, so they can host the quarterfinal. They're still in that position where they're trying to avoid Lehigh or Holy Cross. Well, not intentionally, but now, now they can. They want to actually be leapfrog them, but honestly, as long as they have to play them in the first round, or the quarterfinals, which they won't. But that's gonna be a big game for conference tournament, seeing since they play home in the conference tournaments. You got Purdue Fort Wayne. They're undefeated in conference at 10-0. In Youngstown. I can show you that one. We got St. Joseph's, the top team in the American 10. They're 7-2, second place in the WNIT conversation if they don't make it to the NCAA tournament, but they're still top seed. One of the top mid-majors. We have Lehigh and Navy. Lehigh is 7-1. Navy is 6-2, so couldn't decide, if Lehigh loses, it could, shake up the stands. We have Longwood. They suffer their first loss to South Carolina State in conference. So, there's a big upset. So, see if they can bounce back against Gardner-Webb. Baylor was a top 25 team after being Utah. But they fell. They won 3 in a row before that. They beat Baylor, Utah. Then they beat Houston. Then they fell to UCLA and TCU, so they got knocked out of the pool. So let's see if they can bounce back against UCF. Same with Green. Can they bounce back again? That lost to UConn. All State's at the top of the map. Mid-Americans, can they stay that way? You go 9-0. Yeah, Miami, Ohio, Toledo. Good mid-major battle right there. Miami, Ohio's 4-4. Toledo's 5-3. So it's in your top 8 seeds, top 8 teams only make it to the tournament. So right now, Miami, Ohio's a game ahead of 8th, and Toledo's in 5th right now. So it's going to change things for a conference tournament. Now we got Temple in North Texas. Temple. North Texas is right at the top. Near the top at 15. UTSA is actually leading the American Athletic at 17-2. Temple's 6-2, so that's a big matchup. Right there. We have North Dakota State, South Dakota State. Wish I could show you this one, but I can't. But the winner will be at the top of the conference. And so we'll see if this one's going to be a big one. And then we have, there's a lot of the games early. There's not as many games as there's not as a ton of games. There are some. There's some Sunbelt, which typically doesn't play Wednesdays, but now they're doing some Wednesday games now because their last game of the conference season is 28th, whenever that falls on, and if it falls on a Friday, last day of February, if it falls on Friday, they play it on Friday, or it might be either the last 28th, or it's the last Friday, the first Friday in March, typically is when it is. So they're playing some Wednesday, Fridays, because that's what they'll do last week. And the Americans doing some Big South, which typically just play Wednesdays, I believe. Wednesdays or Thursdays, either or. But they're doing Wednesdays and Saturdays now. They were doing having a few Thursday games, but maybe they're just mixing up. Or maybe they're all doing all Big South on Wednesdays now. Looks like they are. So looks like they are. So, and then we got some MAC, some Lit-10, a few Mountain West games, a few Big Ten games, some Patriot League, some American Conference, a few Sunbelt games, some Horizon League, some Big 12 games, and some Big East. And then you got a few summer leagues as well. So yeah. And then speaking of Thursday is when it really heats up. We got a few kids days. UMass will host kids day against education against NJT. Stetson's hosting Austin P for their kids day. So they use hosting Grand Canyon for their kids day, which Grand Canyon's 18-2. So Grand Canyon can show either top mid-major in the country, top mid-majors in the country, or if not the top mid-major in the country, being undefeated in conference play. 6-0. So the WAC is playing. You got the America East. You got the the Eastern, and then you got the Big West one, Big Sky. Santa Barbara and Idaho State having at Kids Days. Not hosting Kids Days. CSU North Virginia, Eastern Western hosting Kids Days. You got the ACC, so a few ACC big games. And Virginia Tech, and Oregon and Michigan State. You got the AC Network feature on Florida State Boston College. Some more America East, some OVC, some SoCon, and some OVC. Top teams OVC Linwood, Eastern Line undefeated. See if they can remain unbeaten in conference. They are now 10-0 almost in conference. They played everyone once. So, yeah, so they did. So, the last rematch up against them again. you have the Metro-Link Athletic Conference. Playing some games. Lipscomb, see if they can knock off unbeaten FGC, and Lipscomb can remain near the top of the conference. Next, Kentucky, LSU, Alabama, Kentucky, Oklahoma, LSU featured games. So we got that. We got some Missouri Valley Conference, Big Ten. We got Wofford, which is unbeaten, I believe. Yeah, it's still the one unbeaten. We got Chattanooga, they're at 4-1. And so is UNC Greensboro, top 3. So we got Cleveland State, Green Bay, there, 2-3 in the conference. So that winner will be number 2 in the conference. Because Green Bay is 1 loss, Cleveland State is 2, but Cleveland State's 8-2. So, but all I mean, but they could be. There probably will be 2 though. I mean, Quinnipiac and Fairfield are matching up. Quinnipiac fell to Mountain St. Mary's, but Fairfield has not lost the conference game all season. They're 9-0, so that'll be for the first place in the conference. It's going to be a huge showdown here. Same way I think we got Lamar, Southeastern Louisiana. That's a huge showdown. Lamar is 9-0. Southeastern Louisiana is 10-0 in conference play. So that's a big game. That is a really big game. You know, winner will be unbeaten in the cup because there's no ties in basketball. You have to have a winner, regardless of how many overtimes it takes. So the winner is going to be first place and still unbeaten in the South. Either 11-0 Southeastern will be, or 10-0 Lamar will be. You got Jackson and Southern, 2 top teams in the SWAC, playing with each other. Duquesne is near the top of the conference. Actually, no, they're not. My bad. That Duquesne was. And you got Iowa State, Kansas State, the featured ESPN women's basketball showcase game, but they probably having a men's something else before that. So and you got Missouri, Texas on the SC Network, Portland and St. Mary's in the top of the conference, right at the top of the conference. Portland 7-3, St. Mary's 7-3. So winner will be second place in the standings. Washington State, they're going to see if they can beat them. Pacific, or get to 9-4, staying at the top. So it's the same. This is use scoring off that game we're opening on Tuesday. So that should give San Francisco some more runs. And they're right at the top too. They're 16. It's really bunched up there. So San Francisco was near unbeaten, and they lost some 4 in a row in conference. So they're looking really solid. So it's gonna be tough now. You got Gonzaga at the top. Over San Diego. You got in the Big West. You got Beach, Irvine, Davis. You see Irvine against Long Beach, second, first, and third. And you got Beach, or you got Davis at fourth against University. You got Idle in your top of the conference, but they fell big. They got big blow loss to Northern Arizona on Saturday, so they're third right now. But it's still a big match. We got Montana State unbeaten conference. Keep that going. The ranked matchup, I wish I could see between North Carolina, California, North Eastern Extra. You got Hawaii in your top of the conference in second after the tiebreak over UC Irvine, but they lost to Beach, so they got the tiebreak over Beach.